Good morning, manifestors. It's Paula from the 411 on manifesting, coming to you from my car. I'm back from Yellowknife, back from an absolutely quick but amazing trip. So really this year I went up to go to the Yellowknife Farmers Market because it's an absolutely amazing market, like amazing. And I did so well last year. The organizer reached out to me again this year and asked me if I was coming back. So I did. And of course, I really love to drive. I have always loved to go on road trips and go to different places and see different things. And I went to Yellowknife last year, but it's always a different vibe, kind of up in that area. Like you just never know what you're going to see. I didn't see many bison going there. I saw a ton coming home, and I actually got to sit on the side of the road. There was one big guy there, and I brought my drum with me, so I unrolled my window and braved all the bugs and drummed for a few minutes and just connected, and it was absolutely amazing. I had the best time. But one thing I wanted to talk to you about is I listened to a lot of podcasts and YouTube videos and stuff when I was driving, and I'm sure a lot of you have heard about Sailing with Phoenix. Oliver Widger, I guess his last name is, sorry. But anyway, Oliver Widger was a guy who had a corporate job at like a tire shop, and he hated it. Like he absolutely hated it. And I think before he quit his job, he was diagnosed with like a degenerative bone disease, like his spine and his vertebrae. He had like the bones of like a 120-year-old man, and he was always in pain. He was really unhappy because of pain, and how that goes, right? So anyway, he made this video for TikTok, and he was very new to social media, very new to TikTok. And he's like, that's it. I'm quitting my job. I'm cashing in my retirement savings. I'm buying a sailboat and I'm sailing around the world. And so he posted it to his TikTok, unknowingly that all of his contacts were synced to his TikTok. So all his bosses and coworkers, everybody that he had on his socials, all saw this. So he went to work the next morning and everybody's like, hey, do you want something you want to talk about? And he, right then and there, he's like, okay, well, I guess we're doing this. I guess I'm quitting my job, and gave his notice. So he shopped around and he bought a sailboat, and he didn't know how to sail. He spent the first year learning about boats, fixing his boat, learning to sail. And he was from Oregon, and there was like a little river channel that he sailed on daily and kind of ventured further out, and went through some bad weather, kind of set himself up for everything that he really wanted to do. And it's important to note that Oliver was a special needs kid. So he was in special education in school from kindergarten right till grade 12. And he can't read or write. He does kind of like short form kind of note-taking, things like that. I saw a podcast with him with Lewis Howes when he was on his boat, and he lifted up this piece of paper, and it was like really scribbled. You couldn't kind of make sense of it, but it made sense to him. But an important thing to note is he is extremely mechanically inclined. Like he can fix anything, absolutely anything. So he took those skills and put them to work, and he sailed to Honolulu, I think it was. I think he was going to Oahu or Honolulu. But he sailed there in like 30-something days with his cat, Phoenix. And Phoenix was on the boat with him on a leash and in the berth. And it's such an amazing story about just sort of living out your dreams. And I've kind of failed to hear if sailing around the world was actually a dream of his. But the whole point is that he was so unhappy with his life, with the job that he had. And I mean, he had a good job. He was in a management position and he was making a living, but that's really all he was doing. He was just making a living. There wasn't there wasn't any leftover money to go do anything else, and he felt really, really stuck. So he just decided to do this. And I really encourage you to watch him and just sort of watch his story. He documents right from the time that he bought the boat and was learning all the ins and outs about it and sailing. And then he actually documents his journey. And I'm telling you, some of the things that he saw on the ocean, so, whales, dolphins, things like that. He heard a bunch of crazy stuff like on his radio, from other ships, and just, anyway, it's so cool. I don't want to give a whole bunch of it away, but you really got to watch it. But it really got me thinking about, just living your purpose and sort of living your dream. So I did also listen to Deepak Chopra's the 7 spiritual laws of success, where has this book been all my life? Honestly, I feel like it was written for me. When you just read a book and you resonate with it so much. And I do read a lot. Like, I read a lot, even if I don't really get into the book so much, I always try to take something out of it. But I bought it on Audible, so I was listening to it when I was driving back. And the 7th spiritual law of success is the law of Dharma. And Dharma, Deepak defines as living your passion with truth and purpose, peace, and love. So what that means is that when you do something that you're super passionate about and super excited about, it actually manifests itself in such huge, huge ways. And it all comes together very, very effortlessly and very easily. So that to me was very, very inspiring, because that's what Oliver did. Is he didn't know anything about sailing. He just knew that he wanted to do something different. And I think that's just what stuck out to him. So he bought the boat and he did the thing. And he's going to continue on his journey. And it got me thinking about, kind of what my purpose is and what I want to do. Well, I know I love to travel. I'm a fiber artist, so I love to create, and I make candles, and I make, manifesting kits, and I'm writing a journal series. So I'm doing kind of all these really cool things that align with my Dharma. And they all always work out. Like, they just always work out. Even when I was starting my journal series for the 411 on manifesting, and thank you to everybody for your support and buying the journals. I so appreciate you. But that's been an idea that I've had for like a really long time, and whether it was fear or time that I just didn't get it started. But once I started it, man, it happened so quick, and it was so easy for me. I had to learn, some software programs and kind of website formatting. I had to learn all of this crazy stuff in order to do this, but I did it, and it wasn't hard. And I was scared. I was just always scared to take that leap and sort of do something like that. But once I did it, it was so easy. And I knew that was my Dharma, that was something that I was super passionate about and that I really wanted to do. So it was just so exciting. Oh, I just really wanted to come on and share that with you. But honestly, I just had such an amazing trip up there. I bought a car bed and slept in my car, and I stayed at this really cool Airbnb in Yellowknife, which I'm definitely going to go back to. The lady was wonderful, and she cooked for me, and her home is right on the Great Slave Lake. So I had kept my window open at night, and I listened to the waves hit the shore. It was epic, honestly. And that's what happens to me when I go up there. I've been to the Yukon on my second year in Yellowknife, and I always have these really amazing experiences that just sort of happen to me when I'm on these journeys, and I don't plan everything, right to a T, and it always just works out so great. And that I know is my Dharma, right? So I just want you to think about that, like what your Dharma is. What is it that brings you joy and peace and love, and you just get excited when you're doing something that really lights a fire inside you? I just really want you to think about that, because it's honestly it is such an amazing journey that I'm on. I'm just living my best damn life every single day. I just feel so I'm just so blessed. You know, I'm just super grateful today. So that is my vlog, everybody. If you're not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button. Please like this video. Please share it. Do all the good stuff. I appreciate all of you so, so much. And if you'd like to comment below what your Dharma is, I would love to hear about it. And I would love for everybody watching this and reading the comments to read about everybody else's Dharma and just get inspired. Thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing Monday, everybody. If nobody tells you, I love you. Have a great day. Okay, bye.